Ahoy, mateys. We're coming to you post-cruise. This is Chad. I'm just Chad with my compadre, Jean Thomas. What up?
Boom clap, stokers. What's up, Just Chad?
Dude, how you doing, Just T?
I like that. I'm good. Just rocking and rolling, just back in the groove, dadding. Kiddos were on fire this morning. Love him to death. My son, he had a little separation anxiety doing the drop-off at daycare. You'll be all right, big dog. It got to me more today. Like, normally I'm like, no, dude, you're good. But today he was crying, and I was like, can I stay? Because normally the teacher's just like when you hand them off so they can get through that part faster. And I was like, let me stay with him for a minute. He was like, please don't go. And I was like, I gotta go, dog.
Really?
Yeah, it's tough. But they're great. They're awesome. Besides that, he was ripping and roaring. And then...
is it like in Big Daddy when the child services is taken away?
It is a little bit like that.
He's like, you gotta go. And he's like, but I wipe my own ass. Wipe my own ass.
It's kind of like that. Yeah, every day, actually.
That's tough.
It is tough. But it's memorable and sweet and connecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I've just been cruising since, just living the dream. What about you, big dog? How you adjusting back to life on the mainland?
Dude, I'm good, man. Fresh off the vape. That feels nice. Got back, just went straight into action, unpacked, cleaned, did some finances, just friggin' just crushing my day. Took the dog to the park.
Let's go, baby.
Got her groomed this morning. I had separation anxiety with her. She was like, I don't want to go to the groomer. In her way, she was just shaking.
I took the dog to the groomer today, too.
She hates it.
Yeah.
But she looks so good.
Yeah, Gigi peed right on the floor right when we got in.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. And I was like, I'm so sorry. They're like, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
I was like,
she just starts shaking.
That's life.
It's really sad.
Yeah, they shake. They get the shakes.
But then she looks so good. They express her anal glands and just get all the...
I didn't know they do that.
Yeah.
Good. That's a nice expression.
Yeah, I think they just put the finger in and just press.
Express the anal glands.
Yeah. I'm glad we don't have to do that.
What's the benefit?
Dude, good question. I think the anal glands kind of help provide the mucus to help the duty go through.
Oh, so it's to help with like future poops?
Yeah, it just helps like with the lubing up of the beehole so the duty can go through.
Nice.
But, I'm glad we don't have to do that. Although I wouldn't mind expressing my fiance's anal glands.
That's something you could talk to her about.
So yeah, maybe I'll text her about that later.
It's nice to have stuff to look forward to.
Yeah. Dude, good call. But yeah, what else is going on? I saw you yesterday.
Yeah, we've been together for like a week straight. We could recap the cruise.
The cruise was awesome. We did the Workaholics cruise. This is important. That's their podcast. Durs, Blake, Adam.
All in great shape.
Dude, they're all jacked.
Blake is like strong.
I was looking at him on the stage, huge arms and defined. He has
big
well-defined
torso.
delts.
Yeah, he's got those 3D delts. He's looking like Phil Heath up there.
Yeah, Durs was in the gym every day, just cranking it up.
Explosive, dude. Like really hard workouts.
That guy is just flowing with tea.
Yeah.
And it was. I had such a good time.
It was really, really fun.
Yeah.
It's crazy being on a cruise too, because like there's moments where you get a little shook up where you're like, dude, we're just in the middle of the ocean. I'm not really in my routine. I'm running into people all the time.
Yeah.
But then that's always sandwiched between like the best moments of your life, just absolute glory.
Yeah.
Just like being on the water, being around like-minded people. Like I'd never been on a comics cruise before.
Yeah.
It's so sick because everybody likes Workaholics. So they're all about the same age. They all have a shared interest. So they were like all like people I would be friends with. And, you go to the buffet, people are being nice. You're getting burger patties, chicken, rice. Then you're getting swirls, frozen yolks for lunch and 15,000 steps a day. There's gambling. Bobby Lee's there. Who's cooler than Bobby Lee?
He's the coolest.
He's the coolest. And, yeah, it's an epic way to live. I mean, because I know you're a cruise guy.
I love cruises. Yeah. And dude, I've never been on a comics cruise either. The entertainment is top notch. I didn't really know. I had an idea of what to expect. I didn't really know what to expect. But then you get there, yeah, it's like every show. It's Bobby Lee, Nick Swartzen,
Reggie Watts,
Mark Rebier, Is that how you say his name?
I think so.
Rebulette. And
tell them what he did with the.
Okay, so every time you go into the buffet, great buffet by the way, the Norwegian Pearl.
Lights out buffet.
Was it the Norwegian Jewel?
Jewel.
The Norwegian Jewel. Great buffet. Solid selection. Good salad bar. Good desserts. But the best part is this amazing Filipino lady. As you walk in, she goes, "Welcome, washi washi." And at first I thought she meant washi washi, like wash your hands, because they have like a Purell dispenser, because, you know, if people get sick on a boat, then everyone gets sick. So I thought she was like, "Oh, wash your hands." But washi washi means happy, happy.
Yeah.
And so now I can't stop saying it.
And then what Ribier do?
Oh, what Ribier did. Yeah, he, I didn't see it, but he brought, so Mark Ribier, if you guys don't know, he's a DJ. He fully improvises his sets. He like creates songs on stage. And so he brought her up for a sound bite. So he put washi washi in a song.
The cruise went crazy. Everyone came out of the show just like, he put washi washi in the song. I was like, no, he didn't. They're like, he did. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's peak creativity on the fly.
It was awesome.
Is exactly what the house wanted.
Yeah. Washi washi. Guys, we are on the road. I am taking my Stoke TED Talk to you. I have some amazing shows coming up. Seattle, March 7th. Portland, March 8th. Then I'm going to be back in Los Angeles at the Hudson Theater. Super excited for that one, March 21st. And then San Francisco, March 25th. Oh, and we'll be in Washington, D.C., JT and I, March 12th to the 14th. And then San Diego, April 9th. Plus more dates. Get your tickets at chadandjt.com. I want to see you there.
Well, we could get into it now. We were going to recap our top 3 cruise memories, or top 3 cruise takes, just top 3 cruise things. Let's call it that. Top 3 cruise things.
Yep. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Number 1 is just the friendship acceleration. Once you get out of your home base, it's like summer camp. It's like Cairo's, this religious retreat I used to go on. You don't realize that when you're at home and you run into people at work or out in the world, you know, you're so in your life that you kind of have a force field up, and it doesn't let people penetrate all the way into the real you, and vice versa. But when you're on a cruise, that just drops to the bottom of the ocean. You're a wide open vessel and you're like, bring on the love. So I just love the cruise vibe, the openness, the way everyone's there to just have the best time possible. That's rare. You know, Vegas has that. I think Miami has that. Everyone comes there to have the best time possible. And I may have never seen it as locked in as I saw it on the cruise.
Dude, great shout out. I think another thing for me is you wake up, you're on the water. But more importantly than that, if you have a deck, you have a private deck, you wake up, you look out on the endless ocean, and it's just sparkling. It's beautiful. And on top of that, you got a private balcony. You don't have, it's not like you're in New York City where you got people right across from you. You got nothing but just agua. So what do? You get a coffee and you stand out there naked on the balcony, preferably with morning wood. Preferably with morning wood. You want to show, because when you're on the water, you're like, you kind of realize that we do live, you know, we live in a paradise in certain parts. And if you show that paradise how amped you are on it by drinking a coffee and having a boner, I think good things will happen. I think washi. Big Titty Honker says that the problem with cruising is there's too many people on the ding dang boat. Not on this one, my friend. This one had just the right amount of people.
Yeah, we were at like 60 to 70% capacity.
Yeah.
We did petition for a perineum sunning deck on the boat. We'll hear back before the next cruise if that worked. Someone asked if I'd read a supposedly fun thing I'll never do again. I have. I assume you're referencing his wonderful article about cruise ships. I was thinking about it the whole time, specifically when we were parked next to the Virgin cruise ship in Cozumel, our destination. I did wonder, is their boat bigger? Is it better? Like who's the top dog in cruises? And that was something that DFW talked about in his wonderful essay. Yeah, I guess my number 2 thing, and this is outside the cruise, but something I learned, Mexico, very anti-vape. Now, let me first say, Mexico, hey, we're thinking of you. We know you guys are going through a challenging time. It was a little nerve-wracking going into Mexico when all that was going on. Their most prominent cartel leader was killed. And since then, there's been some return action from the cartels. So it's a dicey time to be going in. But what a beautiful country. What beautiful people. But I was really shocked because, we go to Mexico thinking it's going to be less rules than here, right? That's what a lot of Americans think. Let's go to TJ, go to the strip club. We can buy some pharmaceuticals. We'll get wild. But one way you can't get wild is with the vape. They don't do the vape. And they're very... like they'll tell you about it. Like when you pull in, there's signs. It's like, you better not vape. And you're like, holy moly, bajoli. And as a guy who likes to vape on vacation, I was surprised. And I tried to, I was looking into it. I was like, why are they so against the vape? And I was like, is it because of the environment? Because I know like we're not the best country with that. I was like, maybe they want they don't want us to throw it in the ocean and get the turtles sick. But I guess it was just because of the bad health outcomes. They're really just looking out for people being healthy.
But they allow cigs.
But that's the thing. But then they allow a bunch of other stuff.
They allow
so
darts.
And you can go to the pharmacies there and pick up all sorts of stuff to get lit on.
Wow, this became a thing in January 2026.
It's recent.
Yeah, the government, the powers that be, they do not like those fruity flavors.
I wonder if there's got to be more to it. I want to see a deeper piece on this. What is going on with Mexico and the vapes? All right, Chad, you're up.
This is specific to this cruise. And I was nervous before because people were rehearsing. It sounded like people were really putting in prep time. And I felt like I was just winging it, but we did the goddamn comedy jam.
Yeah, great show.
Great show. Shout out Josh Adam Myers. Shout out Brent Morin, who has an incredible voice.
Yeah, and plays the piano real good too.
He can do Chester from Linkin Park, which I don't know anyone else who can do.
Crawling.
Actually might be able to do it. Sam Orson. I think he might have a good metal voice.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, dude, just being on a stage singing, no matter what the crowd is doing, because it was, the crowd was probably like 50 deep, I'd say.
We kicked it off.
And, due to all the rehearsals we were seeing, all the prep, we fully committed. And I think the audience was a little thrown by how intense we were.
Yeah, well, I did not play it for laughs. We went for we did Pride in the Name of Love by U2,
yeah,
which is like an anthem about bringing the world together. And one of the verses is about MLK. It's all about, the people coming together.
Irish independence?
I kept saying that. I think it's a broad call for, because part of it's about MLK, when he's like, early morning, shots ring out in the Memphis sky.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gotcha. Because I thought it was about Ireland.
Yeah, all of their music's about Ireland.
There's a Memphis in Ireland?
It's about Ireland. It's about us being united under one flag, one people. They took our potatoes.
Singing on a stage
was awesome.
And I was on such a high after that.
That was fun. That was one of the great moments. Another fun experience, I got to do a power hour. That was great. I thought I was going to boke. I didn't. I made it through to the end. I've never made it through a power hour without boking. It was insane. I was 30 minutes in. I was like, I might be able to do this. Big ups to John Gabris, Brent Morin, and Beth Stelling, who also powered through. And then, dude, the arm wrestling competition was fun. Oh, they put me up against a girl in the second round. I don't know who she beat in the first round, but I dusted some dude, great guy.
She beat me.
No, she didn't. No. And then I went up against Kylie. What a nice girl. And I destroyed her. I think people thought I would go easy or something. Bam. And then I yelled at everyone. I said, I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. And I kind of really celebrated, which I think is your only choice.
Yeah.
Like, cause you know, and I wanted to keep my game face on for the next round. But then I went up against a guy who was like 260.
Not dominating her would actually be misogynistic.
I think it would have been patronizing.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, you're a girl, I'll go easy on you. No, we're equals, and if I can dominate you, I will.
She came to all our shows after that too. I think it really bonded us.
Yeah,
she was a sweetheart.
She's great.
Dude, arm wrestling competitions, there were some really strong guys in that thing.
I got destroyed. It was embarrassing.
But
My guy was like a farmer. He had just massive.
Oh, the guy you went up against was really jacked.
He was so jacked.
I was proud of you for getting the fuck in there, though. You put it on the line, dog.
I mean, I signed up and I was like...
There's no glory in not competing.
Yeah, no, I had fun. All right. Number three. Dude, I mean, I think this is something you got to do on a boat. You know, you're going to party. You're gonna go to the pool. You're gonna do belly flops. You're gonna grind up on dudes and chicks. You're gonna do Jello shots off, some guy's tits. That's just the way it goes down. But you also got to do self-care, and cruise ships have some of the best self-care out there. You got to hit the spa. Not only do you hit the spa, you hit the sauna, steam room, and the ice bath. Then you follow up with the jacuzzi. So refreshing, and the coolest part is you're looking out at the water. It's like this one was right at the front of the boat on top, so you had a full panoramic view of the ocean, and you're in there, you're hitting the jacuzzi after just ice in your body. You're feeling that inflammation just go way down, and you just sweat it out, all the toxins, and you just bond, and it's I can't recommend it enough. It was awesome.
Yeah, I didn't get into the ice bath or the sauna. I was thinking about it. They had so many amenities. Like they were like, yeah, we do like chemical peels and like dermatology work on here. I was like, where is that? Who's doing that?
Some guy got a nose job.
Yeah, exactly. It was like.
Do you see him? Rick?
No. Did it look good afterwards?
I mean, he looked like hell, but I told him to send me a follow-up when he's all healed up.
It's a crazy time to do it, but hey, no time like the present.
Yeah. I was considering it.
You got a nice nose. What's my last thing? My last thing is dancing. There's just nothing like the floor. Motion is lotion, and depression cannot hit a moving target. They had some great DJs. They had some great bands. And that first day when I went up there and they were doing I guess you're just what I needed. I needed someone to please. And then they did some Nelly, they were doing a lot of that, Jones and stuff. And I was like, baby, this is unlocking something in me. I'll store tension. I'll store bad ideas. I'll store negative thoughts. And there's just something about moving and grooving that just loosens it all up. It's like when someone's like rolling the fascia, it just breaks up those ideas and those bad thoughts and that negative energy all into like little particles, and it just floats off your body, and you just see it dissipate into the sky, and you're like, dude, I am free. So yeah, you gotta love the dance floor.
People were very taken with your dancing.
Yeah, some of the comedians.
I got a lot of comments. No, from like passengers. Really? They're like, dude, I saw JT dancing. It was inspiring.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for saying that.
No, it was like the whole boat. It was like the talk of the town.
Yeah, I had a nice talk with Beth Stelling the last night. She's a great comic and just a great person. Mm-hmm. She's like, me and Adam said we like to watch you dance. You seem very free out there. I was like, thank you. I am. He's a great guy.
Yeah. Adam Newacek?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a stud. He got second in the arm wrestling competition.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
And dude, the guy he lost to, Gage, was like, he worked in construction. He said he worked with concrete because I kept asking him questions afterwards. He did not want to be the champ. Like, because we all just kept yelling at him the whole cruise. I'd be like, arm wrestling champ. But you could tell him and his girlfriend were shy. They're like, stop. Yeah. I was like, oh, the reluctant powerhouse.
Yeah. The guy like him should be king.
I know, he doesn't want it. He's too kind. God knew better than to put that strength in me. Oh, look at that. Yeah, that was sick. The top deck.
Man, I want to do one of those every year.
I would like to do it again too. Would you do another like comic centric one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, getting hired to do it too was like
amazing.
It was the greatest thing in the world. Cause you're like they had us host a race in the pool and with a beer chug.
Yeah.
And that was one of those moments where I felt really blessed in life. I'm like, I'm up here with my best friend and we're just yelling at people to chug.
It was awesome.
And we're in the middle of like the Caribbean. Like what a gift.
Yeah, it was man, what an experience.
Just yelling. Just, what's your name? Hannah. All right, Hannah, fucking go get it.
Yeah.
Come on, swim.
And dude, I mean, and shout out to the I mean, it's so great to get into all the comics. Like Nick Swartzen, sweetest guy ever.
Nicest guy.
Bobby Lee, he's just awesome.
The king.
But the Workaholics guys, we know Durs. Mm-hmm. We've done a podcast virtually with Adam. We never met Blake. Such sweet guys. And I had a moment too when I was on stage with everyone where I remember in college I watched Workaholics for the first time in like 2010. And that was like when I was like, man, I want to do something like that, like comedy. And then on top of that, I would listen to like Nick Swartzen. I'd listen to stand up on Pandora, and I'd go through like Nick Swartzen, like Mulaney, and but like a lot of the comics we were with, and then being up on stage with them was like such like a pinch me moment where I was like, I can't believe I'm like on stage with these guys now as like kind of like a peer.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like 13 years ago it was like a dream to be able to do that kind of stuff, and then you like go on this journey and you're like, wow, I like know these guys by name now. It was a pretty I was telling my fiance about it. I was like, wow. Like it was one of those moments where I was like, wow, kind of turned the dream into reality.
It felt that way for sure.
Guys, this podcast is brought to you by the legends at Hims. We all know how tough it is to talk about your flow, especially if you're getting up there in age and your flow's starting to act funky and you're like, dude, where are you going? And it's like, dude, I'm out later. I was just around for the teenage years. And you're like, what the heck? That's where Hims comes in, because Hims makes it super easy to get hair loss products. You don't have to go into the dermo and say, what up, and be in a sterile office. You can just do it from the comfort of your own home, from your computer. To the legends at Hims. They got real doctors on there. They got you can get a range of prescription hair loss treatments. I'm talking chews, oral medication, serum, sprays. I like to use the finasteride and minoxidil spray for right in here. It gets it nice and deep back, but you can also get the chews. You can also get the pills. What up? And they're doctor trusted ingredients like I said, finasteride, minoxidil can stop for the hair loss and regrow hair in as little as 3 to 6 months. That fires me up. Think of Hims as your digital front door that gets you back to your old self with simple 100% online access to trusted treatments for real health concerns all in one place. For simple online access to personalized and affordable hair care for hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/go deep. That's hims.com/go deep for your free online visit. Hims.com/go deep Featured products include compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for full details, restrictions, and important safety information. Individual results may vary based on studies of topical and oral minoxidil and finasteride. Let's go.
Yo, it's Chase and my friend Johnny. I don't know if you remember me. We were on the cruise, and I brought up my absentee alcoholic father in front of everybody.
Yeah, I remember you.
And my question is, how do you stay stoked after having the most stoked week of your life? And you have to go back to your real life, which is not as much stoked. How do you continue the stoke and continue to stay appreciative for just life in general after such a blissful, amazing journey Thank you. We love you.
Dude, I think now the cruise brought upon us the circumstances to like really feel that stoke. Whereas you're on the you're in the sun, you're on the water, you're with awesome people. People are partying, people are laughing, people are having a good time. It's easy to feel the stoke then. And it brought out an enlightened kind of attitude in everyone. We're like, we're all just one. Mm-hmm. We're all living on this journey. We're all living life and we're having a good time. And so what I think the challenge for you now is, now that you're in real life, is to bring that attitude to the office. Bring it to your house. Bring it to your absentee father. Bring that attitude of camaraderie and joy and just endless love, and you can make your whole life a cruise.
And Chase, that was so brave of you to bring up the stuff that you were going through in life with your dad. You brought it up at our show, at our podcast when we were doing the Q&A, and you were such a genuine guy. It was such a genuine question. And I was really taken with how present you were when we were talking about it. And then you did something else that I'd like to shine a light on. There was a young woman who was sitting about 2 seats over from you, and she asked a question about not dating for 7 years, and she'd been kind of out of the game, and it almost felt like she was packing it in, you know? That was what her mentality was. And I saw you guys, and you're a handsome guy, and I said, there's a good-looking guy right here. Looks like he brushes his teeth. Why don't you guys smooch? And then you guys kissed, and she liked it. And then you went, hold on one second. And you very suavely put your hand behind her neck. The whole crowd was like, "Wah!" And then you smooched her again, even better. And that was sick. And so you're the kind of guy who can get put on the spot like that moments after being immensely vulnerable about, like, you know, the hardest things in life. And then moments later, you step up like a freaking Casanova king, like something out of a movie born in real life, and you just make it happen. So, I mean, I got no worries about you finding the stoke in real life. You just got to remember who you are. And that's a real guy, a passionate guy, and a stand-up guy. So you keep doing you, brother. You're going to be all right. And he told us if we come out to the Hamptons, his boys can hook it up with an Airbnb. We've been DMing. He's a good guy.
Just what I needed.
Hey, my name's Derek. I'm calling in. I have a bit of a predicament, and I could use your guys' advice. I am going down to a foreign country. I'm going to Sao Paulo, and I'm going to be by myself.
Oh.
And I'm leaving this next Tuesday, and I don't speak any Portuguese. And I know nobody down there, and it's all just hitting me. And I don't know if you guys have traveled before, or if you guys could send some solid advice. It'd be much appreciated. All right. Okay. Bye.
So to recap, he's going to Sao Paulo alone, doesn't speak Portuguese. He's getting a little nervous.
Nothing to be nervous about, man. I mean, you know, if you're worried about like safety stuff, just be smart, you know? Don't trust your instincts. Don't take rides from cabs that don't have like a Maria or don't look official. And, don't go down dark alleys hammered. But dude, if you're more just worried that you're like not going to have a good time, a good little thing to do is hit the hostels. There's always travelers, and there's always travelers looking for friends. And then just have a big open heart and say hi to everybody. Some people aren't going to like you. That's life. But it's a numbers game to an extent, and the finite game is getting rejected, but the infinite game is that you're teaching yourself how to be with people. So just go up to people and say, "Hey, how you doing? Where are you traveling? How's it been?" And get those reps in, and you're going to meet somebody, and you're going to meet a buddy, and you guys are going to rent a car, and it's going to be stick shift, and you don't really know how to drive stick shift, but you guys are going to figure it out, and you're going to go on a killer hike.
Dude, I think that's great advice. I had some advice, and I was actually going to reference the movie Hostel, so I'm going to stray away from that. That was literally...
Oh, really?
I was going to say, don't go to Hostel.
No, you got to.
And meet Eastern Europeans. But you'll be fine, dude. Go to hostels. Hostels are awesome. I've been to hostels. They're so much fun. I would say, too, something that Brazilians love, and I know this for a fact. You wear a white linen shirt, big necklace with a cross on it. You have a Corona. You put on some aviators, and you just say family in Portuguese. And
let's look that up.
You're going to find your crew.
Jay, can we look that up?
Is it Familia? Familia. You just say Familia.
Can we get audio on it?
Family. Família. Família.
How about John Gabris? What a great guy that guy is.
Oh, dude, what a legend.
Guys, give him a look up and a follow if you don't already follow him. Just a hilarious guy and just an MVP.
Yeah, all around.
What up, y'all? I'm Matt, 27 from Milwaukee. I just had a question, need some advice. My dad died about 2 years ago. For some context, he tried to live his life like Charlie Sheen. But anyway, I get together with some of his friends once in a while, and last time I did, this lady made a move on me. I kind of froze in the moment and didn't know what to do or do anything, and just ended up going home. But I was just wondering if you think he would be like, hell yeah, brother, and say do it, or if he'd be rolling over in the grave, or what? Side note, JT, I've never heard the song Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield the same since you sang it at City Council. Gets me stoked every time I hear it. Much love, y'all. Appreciate any advice. Thanks.
Thanks, brother.
I mean, dude, you get a chance for some tail. No father is gonna be shaking his head at that. You get a chance at some tail, coug or not, coug or of age. You know, that's God's way of saying, hey, you gotta live. And so I think your dad would be stoked. And I think maybe you should hit her up. Maybe send her some flowers and Jersey Mike's.
I do largely agree with you. I think if you're in a relationship, you shouldn't have sex with other people. But if you're single, you should probably have sex with as many people as possible. Don't put pressure on yourself if it's not happening. But if you have the opportunity, I think it's a fun thing to do. And to the father part of it, I think your dad's going to love you no matter what. You know, he's a free-spirited guy and he liked to put the pedal to the metal. But I think he just wants you to be happy in whatever way you find that happiness. But yeah, I think he'd be stoked if you boned her for sure.
What was it his dad's friend?
I think it was his dad's friend. I know for certain your dad wouldn't be upset.
No.
And if he was, it'd be at the friend, not at you.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if my hypothetical son boned one of my friends who's a woman. Yeah, I'd be psyched.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be upset as long as he's of age.
Yeah. Guys, this podcast is brought to you by Talkiatry. I'm so stoked on Talkiatry because, in this pod, we cover mental health. Mental health is a huge, huge thing. And I want you to get the tools you need to keep your mental health covered. And Talkiatry gives you access to psychiatrists. Okay. And we all know that you need an arsenal of tools if you want to attack that mental health head on, if you want to get your stoke right. Go to Talkiatry so you can avoid going to all those friggin', waiting in long lines for a psychiatrist. No, you can do it online with Talkiatry. These guys are absolute legends. If your anxiety, depression, or ADHD are more than a rough patch, you don't just need another meditation app. Talkiatry makes it easy to see a psychiatrist online using your insurance in days. Therapy can help, but sometimes it isn't the whole answer. Talkiatry gives you access to real psychiatric care with licensed clinicians who can diagnose and prescribe medication if it's right for you. It's a simple way to get effective treatment from home. It's 100% online psychiatry practice that provides comprehensive evaluations, diagnoses, and ongoing medication management for conditions like ADHD, anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, OCD, PTSD, insomnia, and more. Head to talkiatry.com/go deep and complete the short assessment to get matched with an in-network psychiatrist in just a few minutes. That's talkiatry.com/go deep to get matched in minutes. Talkiatry. What up?
Hey, if bald people work in a restaurant, do they still need to wear a hairnet? I've seen a bald dude wearing a hairnet in a restaurant before, and it was messing with me. Don't know why he would do it. Don't know if it was like a sick, twisted joke, but let me know. I can't sleep over it.
Yeah, they gotta wear a hairnet. I loved it. That guy was real cool. Because the thing too is like camaraderie.
He wants to feel for him.
Yeah, and also like if there's a dress code, everybody, maybe someone doesn't have like, legs. So they're like, oh, I don't got to wear khaki bottoms. It's like, no, but we all got to look the same. It helps you spirit the core of the establishment. So it's not really what you want to wear. It's what's required to be worn so that we're all on the same page and pushing a good vibe.
Yeah, and I think, a lot of things went in my head. Can you still get dandruff if you're bald? What's your, if this guy's lotioning his dome, probably not necessary, but it could go either way where either he feels left out because they're like, no, dude, you don't need to wear a hairnet. He's like, why not? Or everyone's like, how come he doesn't have to wear one? So.
Exactly.
The Rock wears one. If The Rock is wearing a hairnet, everyone should wear a hairnet.
Agreed.
But yeah, if you're bald, do you lotion the dome?
Yeah. Oh, you'd be probably more so than, yeah, I think you got to. Like, because you don't want the skin to crack and stuff.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's exposed. I think they're probably doing a ton to their head.
Do you think Rogan does it?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with him, he's always trying to get like as deep in the system as possible. So I'm sure like one of his peptides is like how he deals with it primarily. Masculine dudes don't like going topical, but I'm sure he does something.
That's cool. Maybe he dips in like beef tallow.
Yeah, if he is doing something, it's like that for sure. I don't think there's like mass produced chemicals on it.
Okay. I got a take for you.
Yeah, should we get into our takes?
Yeah.
All right, let's get into, so me and Chad have prepared 3 takes. Take it away.
I think stoners can't be considered chill.
Whoa.
They're using supplements. Weed is a chill supplement. They're not going au natural. This is like baseball players on steroids. Okay? They're using weed to get chill. If you need weed to space out mid-convo, you're a pussy. I came out of the womb chill. I didn't even cry. I don't smoke weed. I'm au natural. People are like, why are you so spaced out? I'm like, because that's who I am. I worked at this. I don't need supplements. I don't need Bob Marley helps, but I don't need it. That's who I am. I forget shit without weed.
But if someone's, oh, dude, first off, yes. Yes. Because then also, if you're smoking weed, is it because you're worried you're not chill, so you're trying to get to a chill place?
Yeah.
That sounds like anxiety.
It's like, I need something to get me chill. No, you don't.
If someone needs Bob Marley to be chill, are they still chill?
No. They need Bob to do it.
So any sort of assist is not chill.
You need to be able to sit anywhere at any time and be chill without any chill stimuli.
Do you worry at all that you being so hardcore is unchill?
That's the chillest thing about me. Because I enforce chill.
Someone has to gatekeep it.
I enforce it. I'm like a chill referee. Someone's just ripping a bong. They're like, oh, dude, I'm so chill right now. I'm like, no, you're not. I have a whistle. And I whistle at them. I'm like, you're not chill. I want you to do the same thing nude with the bongo drums without weed. And if you can still do that, then we're good. If not, if you can listen to Grateful Dead and dance the same way with no weed, then you're chill.
Well said.
I'm gonna go a step further. Fish, not chill.
I think we're getting to a point where, like, with the inequality and where with like the lack of consequences for like the Epstein class, people are going to start like killing rich people. And if we want to do it, if we don't want it to go just like totally haywire where like the whole country's just in conflict, I think we're at a point now where we need to ritually sacrifice one billionaire. We need someone to just, so that we can feel like, all right, there's some fairness in this shit. Mm-hmm. They can't keep getting away with this. One of them needs to go down, but we have to pick the right billionaire. If we pick George Soros, half the country's not going to be satisfied. If we pick Elon Musk, half the country's not going to like it. And then we'll just go back and forth killing more and more. We need to kill someone where after we kill them, it's like, all right, the bloodlust has been sated. And I think we got to do Mackenzie Bezos.
100%.
If she goes down, we're all going to feel like, all right, that was enough. Mm-hmm. That doesn't feel as good as we thought it would.
Yeah.
And if we have to do one more, we do George Lucas.
I think the country's really going to feel that.
We'll be so sad afterwards. We'll be like, all right, we can move on now.
Yeah.
And let's, work on boosting housing supply, getting better health care, relative to how much GDP we spend on it, and just fixing the things that are gonna make life better.
So you're thinking public execution?
Big time.
What do we do with their money?
I think I think they can give half of their money to family, and then I think the other half we use to systematically invest in the S&P 500 as like a national sovereign fund, and we give that money back in checks to just everyday citizens.
I think we should put some of it towards a fat cruise ship too.
Honestly, it's not a bad idea, but it will be systemized for sure.
Dude, I great take.
Thanks.
My family's wondering, are you a cruise guy now?
A lot of my friends were saying the same thing in the text thread. They're like, JT became a cruise guy. I don't know. I'll say this. I'm that cruise guy.
I mean, dude, I think a cruise is the perfect environment for you. There's dancing up top, buffet.
The buffet's huge because I just get the burger patties and chicken all day. My protein intake was amazing.
There's a gym.
The steps, bro. I got 12,000 steps a day.
I mean, you talk about how you love Vegas. You love like manufactured fun, right?
I love I love everyone being somewhere to party. I do.
I think you're a cruise guy.
I am a cruise guy. But you know what I did like about it? And I wish I could be the one person who could get away with it. I'd love to bring my kids. Like, it would have been perfect if I could have brought my fiance and my kids. Because like even one day when I was dancing, I had my phone on, like on the video chat, and my son was just going bananas.
Yeah.
Like, he loved it so much.
Disney cruise would be fun.
But I don't want anyone else to bring their kids.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I want to be the only person allowed to bring his children. But I might be a cruise guy now.
You should do a Virgin cruise because there will be no kids on that except for yours.
Oh, do they not let you bring kids on Virgin cruises?
I assume not.
I'm down for that. Except for mine. I'd like to bring mine. This guy's suggesting good billionaires to kill: Thiel, Musk, Bezos, Zuck. Also, very salacious read. I don't think it's rooted in strong basis, but the gay mafia of Silicon Valley article that came out in Wired magazine. That'll grab your eyeballs.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
I know. Isn't that a great, like, not a great article in terms of like, this is important, but like, yeah, I'm going to read it.
Wow. Look at that.
It's like, and they get like quotes from straight guys in it. We're like, you ain't got a friggin' job, dude.
Dude, in the building they use, the dildo building in San Francisco, that's hilarious. Do you think that building was built by gay dudes to resemble a wiener?
Most buildings were built by gay dudes to resemble a wiener.
Wow. Good for them.
Yeah, I didn't know Tim Cook was gay.
Me neither. Okay.
Good.
So I did this take on the cruise. I think it's pod worthy though. I think it's this is a lightning rod. This is gonna piss off a lot of people, but I gotta say it. Cheesecake is the worst cake. Cheesecake is the worst cake. Cheesecake, carrot cake, get out of here. There's a ton of other cakes that are good. Funfetti, chocolate, strawberry shortcake, just straight up vanilla, ice cream cake. I'll take any other cake besides cheesecake. I'll take any other cake besides carrot cake. If you here are the two things that should not be on cakes: cheese and vegetables. But someone was like, let's put those on a cake and let's try to convince the general public that's good. It's not. It's not. It's not.
Clip it. It's a clip. I love it. Yeah, cheesecake does kind of suck. You know what's the best part about cheesecake?
What?
The raspberry sauce.
Yeah, dude.
But you put that on chocolate mousse cake, you might have something better than you ever had the other way.
Dude, is there anything better than mousse?
Mousse is really good. Mousse in a cup is really fun. Very satisfying. Yeah, and a lot of people have been saying this too, and it's amen to you right on the bat. Cheesecake is more like pie.
Yeah.
No, carrot cake is not fire.
Carrot cake is fire.
No, it's not, dude.
Jake.
You guys don't like carrot cake? I don't like cheesecake. I'm with you on that. Carrot cake though is bomb.
No, you're not with us.
The best cake.
Because we're pure about this, and you dipped the moment it got hard. All right, we're cutting them all out. They're all gone. They're the enemy. They don't want what's best for any of us. They want us eating bad dessert. I'm not going to live in that country, and you shouldn't have to either.
Jake, you're presented with two things: carrot cake or strawberry shortcake.
Carrot cake all day.
Oh my god!
What is going on, man?
But here's the thing, though. Every birthday I had when I was a kid, I would ask my mom to bring something else besides cake. I was not a huge cake guy. The only thing I really would eat was like the frosting. I just never was a cake guy.
So what would you get?
Ice cream. Yeah, mostly ice cream, candy, stuff like that. But the best cake that I've ever had is a pie. It's called ambrosia pie. It's a chocolate whipped cream. It's got like graham cracker on the bottom. It's fire. But my cake takes her ass.
Leave it in. I know you're gonna want to cut that. Leave it in.
My cake takes her ass.
Yeah, that's funny. That's very funny.
That's hilarious.
Don't you do it, dude. All right, my last take. Ryan Coogler is the best filmmaker alive.
Love it.
I watched Creed on the flight home from Tampa. Dude, when Bianca and Adonis first kiss, and he's got beautiful music playing behind it, and like the cuts are great. He shoots them upside down when they're kissing. It's such a perfect choice. Like, cause yeah, when you first fall in love, it's a little disorienting. And like, it would have been so easy to just like be like, all right, let's get him to lay on the ground here, you know, head towards the top of the frame. And he goes, no, let's just do it upside. And he's always making smart choices like that. I have, every time I watch one of his movies, the way he chooses to frame it, shoot it, and show it to us, I'm like, that was just really thoughtful. And the best part, I couldn't have thought of that, and you thought of it. It's really, really good. And then something else I noticed he does, and this isn't why he's the best, it's just something cool that he does. In Creed, in Black Panther and in Sinners, you'll notice the person who becomes the principal antagonist doesn't collide with the protagonist until about halfway or 2/3 through the movie. Like, he mentions them, you see them, but the protagonist isn't even really aware of them until later in the movie, which I think is like, I don't know, there's something kind of literary about it that I really like. You don't feel like you're stuck in a 3-act structure. It's like you're just kind of watching this world unfold, and then bang, oh, here comes the narrative. And I think it's just smart. It's just very thoughtful, very tasteful. So big ups to the Cougs, dude. And then he's redoing the X-Files.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he goes, yeah, this one's for my mom. My mom loves the X-Files, so I know I got to do it right.
He's the coolest guy.
His retail politics are insanely perfect. Like, every time he says why, he's like, I made Creed for my dad because my dad loved Rocky. I'm making X-Files for my mom. I'm like, I just want to hug you, dude. Why are you the best?
I listened to his Amy Poehler interview. He's just the coolest guy. He was like kind of nervous to be on there.
Yeah.
He's just so endearing.
He played college football. It's just like, he's just the man.
He's talking about how nervous he was shooting Black Panther, how he thought he was gonna get fired like every day, and then how like Chadwick Boseman was like, man, you're the director, you got this. Like, it's just all very inspiring.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I bet he'd be a great hang.
He's the dude's dude. There's some guys who are just the dude's dudes.
Yep.
They just crush it. Chalamet, Coogler, Anthony Edwards. Is there a business guy who rips like that? Because I want to deviate from celebrity.
Business guy. Branson?
I don't know. He's too long in the tooth. There's too much.
He's too old now.
Oh, he's connected to the Epstein stuff right now, too.
Damn.
To come out, look, I've made a poor decision. I was not aware of what was happening on that island. We had a friendship, but we were not very close.
Yeah, who's a cool business guy right now?
Did you guys watch Traitors?
No. What's it on? Peacock?
Mm-hmm.
What's the show? It's like
a board.
It's like Mafia?
It's like Mafia come to life. So they walk in, they're like, hey, you 10 are faithful, you 2 are traitors. And then like they kill each other at the end of every episode. Whoever gets the most votes gets killed off. So it's like a lot of gamesmanship and politics that way. But the guy who won is this hot dude from Love Island. And he like played a perfect game. And then it came down to him and this chick. And she had like basically fallen in love with him. And they made it, and she's like, we won. And he's like, I'm a traitor. And she's like, oh my God, no, you're not.
That's pretty
He's
sick.
like, but you pinky promised. He's like, I know I pinky promised, but I'm a traitor.
Wow. Lisa Rinna's in there?
Yeah, so she was a traitor, but he got her out.
Ron Funches is on that.
Funches was on it.
He was
And
on it?
Mama Kelsey.
Yeah, she was the first traitor.
Oh, hilarious.
But I guess Ron Funches had a tough time on there. Like, people in the house didn't like him, and like the audience was kind of hard on him.
Really?
Yeah, the posts have been interesting.
Why? He seems like so just sweet.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Michael Rappaport looks like he was taking a pounding.
Yeah, so Rob got him good. He corrected him on how to use the word commiserate, which was like porn to watch. It was pretty sick. But then Rappaport had a bowl of soup, and he ate pasta out of a bowl with 2 hands and putting his face to the bowl. Let's can we get Michael? Can you go to YouTube and go to Michael Rappaport eating spaghetti? I think Chad's got to see this. I think he'll be very disturbed by this. Yes, click that.
Wow. Is that spaghetti or mac and cheese?
Some noodle based thing.
That's pretty wild. He's an interesting guy. You know, when I first saw him in Hitch, I was like, really thought he had something.
He's a good actor. He's opinionated.
Wow. Interesting.
All right, should we call it there?
Yeah.
It feels like it was a good app.
Yeah. We just end on Rappaport eating.
Yeah.
All right, Rappaport. Okay.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good one.